Rosie Pica is the absolute leader in changing minds. As a world-leading motivator, she previously spent 16 years as a policewoman, private investigator, and security specialist trainer. This experience allowed her to become the motivational speaker and author, where she traveled the world delivering inspirational programs and regularly appearing in the media.
I've had several best friends die from cancer, epilepsy, medical treatment and intervention, all well before they turned 40. So many, in fact, that I stopped counting by the time I was only 35 years old when the tally had hit 20. I've driven the ambulance whilst my own mother lay dying in the back, and I could not help her. I've held my father's hand and watched him slip away, tired of no life left in his life, and I've carried my little 4-year-old boy in my arms, desperate for help for his almost lifeless body. I know the pain, desperation and anguish of sitting on the sidelines, unable to help, and relying on medical care as the last resort. And I know the suffering that comes with loss despite medical care being received. I've worked in extremes of grief and overwhelmment. I choose today to work one-on-one with war veterans and emergency services personnel because I can relate personally with many of their issues, but more importantly, because I have real results that work. Mine from real life experience and my own research. Invisible influence. Spontaneous remission, placebo effects, unexplained, miraculous, all preface the effects of the invisible influence that heals. We're surrounded by many invisible influences. Radio waves, microwaves, gamma rays, electromagnetic frequencies, sonar waves are all invisible to the naked eye, yet influence our bodily states into disease and death. So let's not limit ourselves by stating that I only believe in what I can see, as that belief does nothing to alter the reality. Science has evolved from natural philosophy, but we're hardwired to observe limits, especially when limited by stating, I only believe in what I can see. In physics, this would be an absurd obstruction to discovery. Today's tech, light energy, sound energy, neurotherapy, and energy sources that heal and do no harm, abiding by the original Hippocratic Oath, are available and used for ultimate well-being from any state. There is a big lie that serves as a false premise, and that big lie is we can't heal ourselves. I personally know there is much more helpful and beneficial treatments than just medical care. However, we're not taught or educated in all these other options, and oftentimes much simpler remedies that can and have saved lives. In Beijing, China, a medicineless hospital treated over 3 million people with a 95% success rate over 180 medical diseases, as well as illnesses as dire as terminal cancers. Yet it was closed down by the Chinese government in 2001. It had operated for 20 years and given power to the people for their own well-being, and more importantly, gave it free of charge. Imagine now that the delivery does not require medicine, only an energy exchange, and you dial that up or down as only you know you the best. Well-being will finally be in the hands of the user and easily monitored by the user. I choose to work with war veterans and with emergency services personnel because I relate really well with them in having had my own experiences as a policewoman for quite a period of time, as well as in tsunami disasters where I myself was personally left disengaged from humanity, I guess. Today they'd probably call it post-traumatic stress disorder. And they are going to be a key focus for this initiative at the beginning. The reason why is they're our first line of defence, and I'd like to be their first line of support in a way that is non-medical and non-invasive, that they can have free to use. There's no huge expenses, and unfortunately when people reach a chronic stage in any lack of health, they're ready to pay big bucks, and there's those people in this industry that prey on that. And I will be very happy to take that away from them and put healing in the hands of those who need it most. So today, I choose to be a champion of medical innovation. My dream and my vision, and for now intention, is to make these same effective, drugless practices commonplace. That awareness and understanding is taught at every level within the myriad of healthcare services and providers of what is currently available, and most importantly, successful in treatment with no reliance on drugs or medication. There is currently the Master Peng Ming in China. who originally established the Medicineless Hospital that I mentioned previously, and has still today over 8 million practitioners that I intend to locate in China and, if amenable, interview, and have these medical processes taught on camera to a layperson who in turn can train the trainers, of which all results will be filmed to supply the direct evidence that I intend to present alongside other modalities of which truly encompass that Hippocratic oath of do no harm. Secondly, there's been some other innovative research and scientific study undertaken in facilities in San Diego that I also propose to record and provide as full disclosure to you, the human being, of how you can personally and independently become your best, healthiest operational self. There's also St. John in Brazil, who is renowned as a healer. He's already been previously featured on Oprah, but I also intend to film this modality of healing. And I need your help to make this happen. This human development and wellbeing research initiative needs you. I require supporters and sponsors in order to travel to both locations, China, Brazil, as well as the US, as I'm based in Australia. Please share with all those you love and believe can assist. One person does make a difference. So donate now for a cause of compassion, as like me, I'm sure you've lost loved ones or watched them suffer brutally and felt as I once did, helpless. Now we can all do something. Let's get informed and make better choices. Let's teach our children not to accept anything as a fait accompli, rather to challenge, innovate and integrate better practices, especially when your life is at stake. Life is about change, and it's about to radically change. My long-term intention is to create the television series where we all get informed, and from many long-standing current viewpoints, amazed at what we as human beings are truly capable of, with a little help from technology and some ingenuity. In health, the better informed we are means the better choices we can make, and therefore better outcomes result. Heroes help heroes. I've been a hero, now I'm asking you to be, and help me help more.
Before we undertook this project, I wasn't really aware of the true power of the visible influence, but after speaking with Rosie and after she shared her knowledge with us, it's really opened our eyes to how much potential there actually is within the healing process.
Rosie has really changed my perspective on medical treatments, and the evidence that she's shown us has proven that the invisible influence does work and it is very effective.
Okay, so before we commenced this project, I really had no idea what the invisible influence was. Rosie introduced us to it, and the evidence is quite compelling.
I was originally a little skeptical of the invisible influence. However, after working on the project for 10 weeks alongside Rosie, I can now see there's potential healing opportunities here that can help everyone.